Okay, Paul, I was wondering, do you still have the coin that landed on Hedge when you filled in the Britain's Got Talent application?
I should probably have saved it, but I spent it and I needed it for lunch the next day.
Okay.
So I haven't actually saved that coin.
It was a special coin, maybe?
Yeah. I could probably have made a bit of money out of it had they held on to it. But yeah. No, I needed the money for lunch next day, yeah. So.
And I read somewhere that you kept the suit, Tesco suit that you wore?
Yeah, that's at home.
So
I got it out of the wardrobe yesterday, actually, when I was at home.
Okay, and any special feeling still for that suit? Some relic that you cherish and look back on?
I think it's just a reminder of where I've come from. I think everybody needs that. It just reminds me of when I first stood on that stage in that suit that was way too long for me.
And do you still remember where you bought it? What Tesco?
Yeah, it was Tesco's in Swansea.
Okay, Swansea. Well, let me see, I was wondering, when was the first time you heard even an opera? Because I can imagine when you're small, you don't listen to it, or that you don't bump into an opera. Do you still recall the first one?
Well, the first time I bought an an album with opera on it was when I was 16. I've been listening to classical music since 11.
How come?
I'd watched the film E.T. and the music in that just moved me, and so I bought the album. Vinyl it was then, show my age, yeah. And I felt moved by it, and it made me feel like I wanted to be involved. So I picked up one of my mum's knitting needles and pretended to conduct the orchestra, and I moved on from that to Tchaikovsky, Dvorak, Vaughan Williams, Brahms, and I then went to one of the music stores in Bristol and bought bought a cheap Jose Carrera CD, and I just loved listening to it.
How come? Can you describe a little bit more what does it do to you? Because normally but most people your age, when you first got into it, listen to, I don't know, pop, rock, or disco, or...
Well, I listened to pop and rock as well, but they didn't move me in the same way. I just found that opera spoke to my heart, whereas I liked the sound of it, the music, but it didn't move me.
Okay. That could be, maybe you can be a bit more precise, but I don't know if it's just a feeling for you.
It's just literally just a feeling.
Okay. I was wondering, is for you, well, you after you, well, I think you sang in choirs in Bristol. What sort of songs were they?
Well, in the choirs, they were mainly anthems and hymns. And I just enjoyed singing. I've just always loved singing, and so it's something I've done since I was 6. And the only time I didn't really do it was the 4 years before I did Britain's Got Talent. That was the only time I really stopped because of illness and injury. Mainly the injury that stopped me.
Collarbone broke.
Yeah. Financially, we couldn't afford for me to continue it, and not only that, emotionally and physically, I was drained. So I didn't have the energy, and so I made the decision that that would be that.